Today, for you, I have a book haul! Everyone's favorite thing. This is a collective book haul. I wouldn't say I bought all of these books in September, but I probably bought the majority of them in September. And I'm really proud of myself because most of them were bought at an independent bookstore near my house. So I always feel really good when I'm supporting independent bookstores because I would be really sad if they went away. And Amazon is great and everything, but sometimes it's really just nice to browse the store. My roommate's dog is like being super insistent of getting in my lap. He does not like it when you sit next to him and ignore him. So the first book I got is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I've heard a lot about this book and this series in general. I haven't really in the past years been reading a lot of young adult fiction. I kind of grew out of it in college and was just reading a lot of really high fantasy and things like that, really, thick books and that sort of thing. But I've really been getting back into it just because it's a nice, easy read, and I'm really busy, and I don't have the time to really, delve into a Game of Thrones situation. So this is really nice. It's not paranormal, fantasy, young adult fantasy. I think it's about assassins, which is really fun. I have Grave Mercy that's been sitting on my shelf forever, and I know that's about assassins, so I really need to get on that. The next book I got is Anna and the French Kiss. While I am much outside the demographic for this book, as I am much older than I think the intended reader is, I'm still really excited to read it. It's about a girl named Anna. She moves to France. She meets a nice boy named Etienne, and things go from there. This is the kind of thing that when you're in a bad mood and nothing's going right, I think would be really nice to read. So I'm excited to give it a chance. The next book I'm super excited about, and there's a story behind it. The next book is The Hangman's Daughter by Oliver Packt. I don't know how to say that, but that's what it looks like, if you want to know how to spell it. It's a historical fiction. I saw the second book in this series at the Strand in New York when I was visiting my brother, and I could not find the first one. And every time I go in the bookstore, I look for this book. But every time I was on Amazon, for whatever reason, I would forget about it. I don't think it's particularly a popular book, because I had to buy it used on Amazon because the regular one was just ridiculously expensive. I don't know. It's published by Amazon. Amazon Crossing, which I assume is an Amazon subsidiary or something like that. But yeah, it's historical fiction. It's, about the daughter of a hangman, so the person who's in charge of, hanging people for crimes. Takes place in Germany. It looks really interesting. It's just such an interesting concept. I never thought of what it would be like to be the, child of someone like that. And now that I'm looking at this novel is originally, I think, written in German because it has a translation note on it. So I think this is definitely, yep, the text copyright is by Amazon, so the English translation. Yes, it was originally in German, so we'll see how this translation works out. I didn't realize that when I got it, but I'm excited. The next book I bought is 1984 by George Orwell. Only thing I've ever read by George Orwell is Animal Farm. I read that in high school, and it made me cry because of the horse thing in it. But it really makes you think. 1984 is a dystopian novel, one of the original dystopian novels. I think a lot of people group it as like a post-Brave New World situation, and I loved Brave New World. It's like so good. If you haven't read it, read it. So I'm really excited about this. It's one of those books that everyone's read and, says great things about. I've been on a mission as of late to read all those books that people say you should read, and I never did. So, yeah. The next books I got are The Scorch Trials by James Dashner and The Death Cure by James Dashner. I just read The Maze Runner. I read it in a day. I really enjoyed it. I wouldn't say James Dashner is the best writer. I think he could work on his descriptions and things because I had a hard time envisioning some of the stuff in his novel. But for what it was, I really enjoyed it. Quick read. It started off right off the bat. There was like no introduction. You just jumped in and it was going. Do I think it's as good as The Hunger Games? No. Do I think it makes a great mystery? Because at its core, that's kind of what it was. More than I would define it as a dystopian, especially in The Maze Runner. These two, I think, are the ones that open it up to be a dystopian, but it's not clear in The Maze Runner that that actually is what has happened. It's more a mystery as to what actually is going to open up into, if that makes sense. So I'm excited to get into these. I'm sure they'll be an equally quick read. On a different note, I hate that this little stupid thing is on here. I don't like it. They're already kind of covers, and then to put that little thing on it, I don't like it. Yeah. The next book I bought, and I just got back from buying it, is Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe. As you can see, this book has incredible acclaim. I don't know much about it outside of the fact that everyone on BookTube says you should read it. So I'm going to read it. On that note, I want to know why this book is listed at $10, and then things like, oh, the next thing I'm going to show you, I don't understand why it was listed as more expensive. Young adult books, no matter how big they are, seem to be in the $10 to $12 range, and I don't really understand why. I guess because they know their target audience doesn't have enough money to buy the expensive books, but it just seems strange to me since the same materials, same stuff. I don't know. Just my thought. The next book I got is The Kiss of Deception. Reagan from the Peruse Project really liked this book, and it really made me want to read it. I bought it on Amazon just because I wasn't going to pay $18 in the bookstore for this. From what I understand, it's kind of about a girl who doesn't want to have an arranged marriage, so she runs away, and then she ends up in a town with the guy she was supposed to marry and an assassin, and you don't know who is who as you're reading, which I think is really interesting. So I'm excited to try that out. It seems to be a pretty straightforward read. I don't think it'll take me very long to read it. And I really like this script on here. Looks nice. The next two books I bought were the ones that I thought were way overpriced, and therefore I bought them online because I wasn't paying what they wanted for them in the store. They were The Pearl by John Steinbeck and Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck. I read Of Mice and Men in high school. It was one of the few books I actually read that was assigned to us, and it made me cry. Cry. Oh, the crying. So I definitely wanted to reread it. It's only 100 pages. It's a super easy read. Same with The Pearl. It's really short, really easy read. And John Steinbeck, I really like his writing style, so I'm excited to delve into this. This book was listed at $10. Look at it. Look. Of Mice and Men, $11. Look at it. Look. Same price. I don't understand. It doesn't make sense. No sense to be had here. But either way, I bought them. I'm going to read them. And the last two books I bought are both Kurt Vonnegut books. I recently read Slaughterhouse-Five, and while I won't say that I loved it, I was super intrigued by it, and it really made me want to read more of Kurt Vonnegut because it was just bizarre. I'm not even 100% sure what sort of message he was trying to say with Slaughterhouse-Five, outside of the fact that war sucks. So I'm interested to give these a try. The first one I got is Cat's Cradle. I think this is the second most known Kurt Vonnegut book. I don't really know what it's about. I know it's like an apocalyptic sort of situation. I'm sure there'll be aliens or something like that in it because that seems to be what he likes, or time travel, or I don't know. Looks like there's a midget in it, so I could get behind that. And I really love that all the Kurt Vonnegut books have the same style of cover and same spine. So they look really nice on my shelf. I'm really excited about that. The other Kurt Vonnegut book I got is The Sirens of Titan. Once again, don't really know what it's about. I'm sure there'll be something weird. It looks like, yeah, time travel is going to be in here, or something like that. I'm pretty sure most of his stuff is a satire on something, Slaughterhouse-Five is a satire on World War II and his experiences during that time. Cat's Cradle, I don't know what it's a satire. It's a satire on modern man and his madness. So that should be interesting. This one, I'm not sure. I don't know. I know it was written before Cat's Cradle, and I think before Slaughterhouse-Five, so we'll see. But I'm excited. I really like his writing style. It keeps you going. And once again, the spines are the same. They're the same. And they line up. Makes me so happy. It's the little things. The little things, guys. So that is all the books I bought. Once again, I don't think I bought all these in September, but I can't be sure of that. I'm excited to get started. I'll probably read The Scorched Trials first, just because they're super easy reads, and I'm on like a Maze Runner. Ooh, I'm going to see the movie this weekend, and I want to be up to date on what goes on in the series. So thanks for watching. I know it was super rambly. This is the first one of these I've ever filmed, so you'll have to forgive me for that. Let me know if you have any recommendations for things I should read in the future or anything like that. And until then, thanks for watching. Bye.